Tap In with TT, and welcome back to another episode. My special guest today, OG Parker, is here.
What's happening?
We was just having some cool conversations behind the scenes because earlier I interviewed Q Parker from the legendary group 112, and now OG Parker's here, and they kind of, passed in the hallways, and I was like, you know who that is? And I always like the young kids to meet the OGs, you know what I mean? Especially being from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, and they had such a moment in the culture, you know?
Yeah, no, it's like historical. Like I feel like Atlanta has so many legendary acts, like Outkast and like,
So
112.
many. How did you come up in the game?
Yeah, so like I kind of like came up through QC. Shout out to, Coach K and P.
Yeah. You got the big QC chain on?
Yeah. So we started rocking in like 2014, 2015 and, tapped in with the Migos and everybody, what I'm saying, kind of just made history.
Yeah. It's so crazy how Atlanta has been able to come into the music game. Well, I don't want to say it's crazy, but I'm just passionate about how, what's the word I want to use? It's so exciting, I should say, to see how Atlanta has become such a good place to create musically and have developed so many great producers. Like you and I were talking about ATL Jacob, obviously Metro Boomin. Then you have legends like that you can't forget about who worked on the Money Long project as well.
Shout out Tricky Stewart.
Yeah, Tricky. Who else? What's my man? Jermaine Dupri.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's like you guys are like you have everything there,
Yeah, I feel like growing up, a lot of people just like get chosen to be in the music and of course sports, but like for some reason it just seems like Atlanta has so many people that just choose music and like take it very seriously. And I feel like New York as well, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a lot of legends too, so like I feel like there's the Meccas, the LA, New York, Atlanta. I feel like we're like the trio.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Who has been the most exciting to work with?
I would say I was most excited to work with Chris Brown because it's something I never really expected. So then when we started like tapping in, I was like, this is crazy because like he was lit when I was young. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Brown is just all around talented when it comes to creating music. That's one facet of him. But when it comes to just art, drawing and painting and then also performing is another art that he has. He's such a multifaceted artist,
Yeah, like just being at his house, he done painted all over his house.
Yeah, his house is incredible, right?
It's crazy. Then he'll be dancing while you're playing beats, and then he go in and sing, and then he can rap.
Yeah.
I'm like, what can't you do?
Yeah, he's so talented.
Yeah.
His house is crazy. I love when you pull up to his house, all you see is like all of these paintings on his house, and he actually did those, you know? I remember when he was a kid performing here in New York at the Rucker, just dancing and drawing. And I think we still have a painting that he did for us, like when he was like 16 years old. He's just been such a talented artist. So what's going on with you? Tell me.
So I just dropped my first EP, Moments.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got like all my family on there, Chris Brown, Party Next Door, Money Long, Ty Dolla $ign. And I've been working on it for a long time. So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So I was just really excited to finally get it out. And I just really wanted to come to New York and, do some press and just let people know.
And tap in with me,
Had to tap in with TT.
Why did you decide to come from behind the scenes, making the beats, to actually putting yourself out there? Is that something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I think kind of got inspired by people like Mustard and your Timbalands and DJ Khaled's and, Metro. Like, I feel like producers got to, like, find the power to be in the forefront, too. We can't just always just make the beats and send them out or be in the studio because then people will never even know what we look like.
But they got your tag, OG Parker.
Yeah, they know the tag, but it's so funny. People don't know what I look like, you know what I'm saying? So when I tell them, oh, yeah, I'm OG Parker, and they, like they have to, like, put it together.
Yeah. How did you get your tag?
So my boy, OG Mako. So we were a collective. We actually came out here. My first time in New York was with him. He performed at the Webster.
Wow.
At Webster Hall, yeah. So we were just working, and then one day we made a song, and he was like, I'm going to make you a tag. And he just said that at the beginning of the song.
And you just stuck with it.
Mm-hmm,
Is it important for producers to have tags in their music?
I would say it depends if, like, you want to be in the forefront, like you were saying. Like, there's some producers that kind of just want to be in the studio, like, play keys and play guitar and stuff. But, like, if you want to, like, get your brand out,
Yeah. Who was the artist that kind of changed your life? Like, that you say you did that beat and that beat just changed your life. Your phone started ringing and it was like a good day for you.
I would probably say Migos, because like
Yeah.
one day I walked in the studio and Quavo was like, "I'm about to make you a millionaire," and I was like, "Why you say that?" And he was like, "You gonna see." And he had made Walk It Like I Talk It, and he didn't even tell me until like the week before it was about to come out.
Wow. I miss the Migos together. Like, what was that like for you? Like, the passing of Takeoff? I know that had to be a rough moment for the family.
Rest in peace. It's just crazy, like just seeing them. They were so talented. They were like one of the biggest rap groups of all time. So I just
Yeah.
hate to see how like everything's
Yeah.
kind of like taking its course.
Yeah.
But I feel like God has a plan for everybody, so
Yeah.
I think everything will work out.
Sometimes when I hear old Migos stuff, it makes me sad because I'm like, we will never hear, unless you guys have something in the can, but hear him again or see him again live. And he was my favorite out the group.
Really?
Oh my God. If people really paid attention, Takeoff had crazy bars.
For sure.
He was just the quiet one. Mm-hmm. Like when he would come to the radio station, he would be the one that kind of fell back, didn't really do a lot of the forefronting interviews. He would be there, but he wasn't like he was always quiet whenever I saw him.
Shades on,
playing the back, smoking a little blunt if we were in that little, vibe or whatever. But he was very quiet. But he, to me, always was the better rapper out the group.
Yeah, everybody says that. I think Quavo even said that in the interview. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they can all spit, but like Takeoff is special, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah. And I love that Quavo put up on his Instagram that him and Offset got on the phone with each other and they working that out. If they got back together and started working on, a project together, would you be open to producing and doing all of that?
I would love to. I would love to see my brothers get back cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to see falling outs.
Yeah. 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 So what else can we expect from this project? You said Ty Dolla $ign is on it, right?
Yeah, so shout out Ty Dolla $ign, Money Long. The song's called Still Works. That's the only song in the project with a video. So y'all go check that out too.
Yeah.
And it was just a vibe that we just cooked up. And that's kind of how I fostered a relationship with Money Long as well. That's how I got on her album.
She's
that just
incredible,
came out.
Right?
Yeah, I did the one with Glorilla.
Yeah.
Leave My Baby. It's a fire vibe.
No, when I tell you, she is so talented.
It's crazy.
She is crazy. Like, that project she just dropped is amazing. But even before that, the other projects, if people really sit and listen to her stuff, her pen game is incredible.
Yeah, I know about Priscilla Renee. I know about the whole vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
before she became an artist, she was actually a writer. But her pen game is so incredible. Do you have to, like, when you get in the studio and work with her, do you ever have to say, write the hook like this, or she just knows?
She knows. The last session we had, she was like, you know what? I want you to do a bridge. She was like, we got to bring these bridges back. So I had to do a whole bridge in the song and change it up. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, she's very creative.
Yeah, she's very creative when it comes to stuff like that. Do you get involved in a writing process or you just love to just focus on cooking up the beats?
I would say like 95% beats. Like, I will get vocal, like if I hear something or like, say it again or say it like this. Yeah. Or like, saying change it, put it over here. But like, I usually like to let the artist rock out.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't like to mess up the creativity.
Nah, I don't like to do too much.
Yeah. Are you nervous when you get in there with them? Like, you know how you want your project to sound, but you don't want to offend them?
Yeah, you got to choose your words carefully because like, they will get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't like that vibe.
How do you approach it, though? How do you do it?
I mean, you got to just like, I keep it light. I'll be like, what if you did it like this?
Yeah.
It's more like a question.
Yeah.
Instead of like demanding.
Making them feel like they're the ones who came up with it, exactly. Right?
But you got some people that are going there and be like very vocal. Like I seen like some of the legends like Sean Garrett, like people like that. They'll be like, they're passionate. They're up yelling like, no, like this. Like, so I feel like there's both ways are good to create.
Yeah. What about, have you ever worked with Neo in his studio?
I never worked with Neo.
Oh, because he's another one of my favorite writers. I will tell you, my favorite producer and writer ever is The Dream.
Of course.
I love him. Yeah. Have you ever worked with him or been in the studio with him?
Nah, but I work with Tricky Stewart often.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did Money Longs. He EP'd it. So
Yeah.
like I was up at the studio, saying listening to records.
It. That's
Yeah,
why I
so,
love it so much.
Nah, I love it. So they're like a duo.
Yeah.
So like he's told me so many funny, crazy stories of like all the crazy stuff they do. So like I know that Dream's very hyper creative, and I also used to like grow up watching like the videos of him making like all those songs. Like I was probably in like 6th grade.
And then now you're working with your idols, so side by side. It's crazy, right? Is
Crazy.
it like a dream come true for you?
Yeah, it's surreal. I was in Miami with Timbaland, and we were just working. And I was like, I never would have thought I would have been making a beat with Timbaland.
Wow. What do you do in those moments? Like, do you geek out? Do you just play cool on the sideline?
You got to keep it cool. So when you get home, you got to thank God.
Do you text your mom like, yo, mom, can't believe this, bro?
My mom don't believe it. For real. It's crazy.
That's so funny because like when I think of like my favorite rappers, like when I think about my favorite artists, I always look at who produces or writes for them because oftentimes I realize that I'm a big fan of them. Like when I think of Tricky and The Dream and how incredible his projects are, Beyonce's body of work and what she's been able to do is because she has the Dream and all of these incredible people that are in her circle of creators to help bring whatever vision that she has to light. Yeah. And so producers are important.
Yeah, I asked Tricky, I was like, bro, what was y'all doing when y'all made Umbrella? He was like, he was just chilling.
What?
I'm like, bro, what? That's like a classic, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's just like crazy to like,
yeah.
Because like, when you hear stuff in high school and then like you get to meet the people that created it, you're like, bro, that's such a crazy moment.
Yeah.
But they're just so used to it. They make so many hits.
Yeah. What's your ultimate goal? What do you ultimately want to inspire to be?
I want to keep producing, but I think the next step is me fostering my label, Neutral Records. Mm-hmm. So I got 8 producers right now, and I want to keep fostering producers and sign some more artists.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I wish you much success on this project. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
For the young producers watching this video, the ones who are on the grind, trying to get their beats out there, what advice would you give them before we end today's show?
I would say keep God first, work hard, make beats every day, send them out to everybody. Don't get discouraged if you get a no, because I got a lot of no's before I got one yes. So you got to just keep going.
Yo, I always tell people, don't be a lazy studio artist. Mm-hmm. Like the studio, you need to eat, breathe, shit that studio. Yeah. Because that's when you cook up your best, when you're just living in that studio. Yeah,
there's so many distractions. You're going to try to go out to the club and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, all that stuff, and it ain't going to work.
That's what I tell artists, too, especially artists that are kind of new to the game and they get that one hit, then they start getting booked and going to the club and this, that, and it's like they don't have the follow-up. It's like because you left the foundation of your creativity, which is the studio. Don't get me wrong. You do need time to, like, decompress and have fun.
For sure.
Right. But that studio is so important to an artist's creativity.
I used to sleep in the studio 2-3 days at a time.
Yeah, it's very important. And it's also important to have mentors, too, that can walk you through, this business. Because producers, if you don't know the business, you can get robbed left and right.
They'll take all the money.
Right.
You'll make a hit, and you'll be like, oh, I only own 2%?
How? How,
like,
Sway?
You get $10.
So it's important for the business, too, right?
Mm-hmm. Make sure you got a good manager, good lawyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's OG Parker, everybody. The album, tell them all about it.
All right. Make sure y'all go check out Moments EP. And y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at OGXParker.
All right. Moments, guys. Ty Dolla $ign is on the album. Money Long is on the album. Who else is on the album?
Chris Brown,
Chris
Party
Breezy.
Next Door.
Party Next Door. Party Next Door be cooking up some good stuff, too. Get y'all in the mood, ladies. So make sure you check it out.
Facts.
Moments available now on all streaming platforms. It's Tapping with TT. It's OG Parker. Thank you so much for tapping in today.
Thank you.